So welcome everyone. So today we're gonna talk about Lightroom HSL panel. So this is one of the, I would say, most powerful things that I learned in Lightroom when I started to upgrade my Lightroom skills. So definitely let's just dive into the slides and Lightroom itself, and I will share you all my secrets. So Lightroom HSL panel stands for Hue, Saturation, and Luminance. So for example, if we look at this Raspberry example, then you can see like what kind of different colors you can bring out. Like obviously, for example, if you look at the left one, then you can go crazy and go like super pink and super unnatural, I would say. But this one is like a little bit extreme example. I would not highly recommend this one because in the end of the day, like obviously when you play around with landscape, then you have more options, but food in general should be more authentic and real. So this raspberry color obviously looks a little bit too crazy, but again, like this is just the option that you can play around with the Lightroom HSL panel. So let's start with Hue. So at first, I'm going to tell you all about the boring stuff, and I hope you can hold on with this one because we're going to dive into Lightroom after these slides and after the theory part. So at first, you have to know that Hue means a color of shade, and this one is a little tool for you guys to bring some realism to the photos itself. So if we look at the term itself, then hue is the attribute of a color by virtue of which it is descendable, blah, 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 blah. So basically, I'm not going to read this one out loud, but what you have to understand is that it's a tool for you to intensity and lightness. So definitely like play around with hue. And if we go further, then saturation. I'm sure all of you already know what saturation is and how to use it. But if we look at this one, then definitely it's another tool to get the intensity of colors and mood. So what I would say is that I would use highly saturated photos for brighter emotions and desaturated for sadness. Obviously, for food, we don't need that sadness. But again, if maybe like you can play around a little bit when you're having moody photos instead of those bright and airy ones. So again, this is just a tool for you to use. And then Luminance. Luminance is actually one of my favorites. I would say that in my editing style, I use quite a lot of Luminance. And at some point, I obviously was completely overdoing this one. But again, it's just like, yeah, somehow it brings out the brightness of colors and reflection. And it's like, yeah, you just get that something in your photos when you edit it like this. So step by step, at first we have to go to Lightroom and then select the picker tool, hover over the colors and change it, and click and hold to drop it down. So if we're gonna go out of the slides here, then Lightroom, then here you can see that I'm here. I had some, I don't know, some drinks photos for this restaurant, and then so if we go further, like you can see, these are the main plans. And if we put them all together, like everything here, then you can see that HSL panel is here. So one of my favorite tools, as I said before, is the picker tool. So with this one, you just take this picker tool, hover over to the color you want to change, and then go up and down. Like obviously you can go like completely crazy with this one, but you don't want like this one to be too crazy. And you can just like pick especially the colors you want to change. because yeah, obviously like this one is going way overboard. But yeah, this is just like a tool for you to experiment. And then let's go to the saturation. Again, I like to take the picker tool and or to the photo, and then like you see, like this one is like a super moody, like sadness, and this one is like happy, happy, happy. Some super weird drink is coming out of this one if you go crazy. But here you can just like, again, like just play around. And obviously luminance, this is my favorite. So with luminance, especially, like I like to have like the background a little bit like more like brighter, and then with this one, yeah, you have more tools here. So again, like this is like super, super powerful one, the Lightroom HSL panel. So definitely play around with this one, and don't forget to check the picker tool. And if we like, yeah, we can see like the before and after here as well. So if we go here and then before and after, like obviously this one is like a completely raw file, and you don't have to do the colors like this, like you don't have to overdo the colors. You can have it a little bit more minimalistic as well. But for example, for social media, I see that those like a little bit over edited photos are working. But again, like you don't have to go with the trends, and you can always play around with the things that you really, really like. But again, like I hope this is helpful, because I used Lightroom, I don't know, forever before I realized that there's the picker tool. So this one, like this one was a huge game changer for me, and I'm really, really obsessed with this one for sure. So thank you everyone for watching this one, and I hope it was a useful lesson, and I can't wait to see your results when you start using Lightroom, and especially HSL panel even more. And we will see you in the next one. Bye!